Okay, the first thing I see is that there is some missing footage. This means I'm not going to be able to check the accuracy of the camera track, but I should be able to diagnose any workflow problems. The first thing I will do is turn off the footage layer. I can see nulls moving, and I think the black solid is the element 3D layer. I'm going to start by renaming that layer. Checking the scene setup and selecting the front view, I can see the first problem. The center of the text is at 0 on the y-axis, but the baseline is well below 0. I will make that adjustment first. Switching back to After Effects, things are looking better, and the baseline of the text is now in the same position as the null created for Group 1. The null for the camera tracker is also in the same position. It's time to check the other properties. Scale on the Group 1 null is more than 300%. This tells me that there's probably something funny about the workflow, and I can't see how the nulls are behaving, and I'm not really sure what else is going on in the comp. So I'm just going to duplicate the comp, rename it copy, and start over from scratch. After deleting the Group 1 null using the tools and element and removing the camera and the camera track null, I'll start by finding some tracker points that look like they are where they should be. Set an origin and ground plane, and then add a camera and a solid using the same points. The solid can now be used as a placeholder, and you can see how well it tracks with the footage. Back in the element layer, I will create a Group 1 null and start looking for it in the comp. There it is. To move the Group 1 null, and therefore the 3D text, to the reference solid, I will hold down the Shift key and parent the null to the solid. Because the reference solid is lying flat, I will need to rotate the Group 1 null 90 degrees in X to stand up the text. We're almost there. The text is now standing up in the reference solid. It sticks perfectly, and with a few adjustments in the scene setup, we are close to a final product. If you need to make any other adjustments to the position of the text layer, all you have to do is adjust the position, rotation, or even the scale of the Group 1 null. Parenting will keep it attached to the solid. Make sure you set the reference solid to a guide layer so it won't render, and then do the final polish with lights and shadows. So that is the workflow I would recommend. You have complete flexibility in positioning your 3D objects, and as long as you can see the reference solid and make sure they were properly attached to the surfaces in the shot, you have complete control. I hope this helps.